Hey everyone, Blizzard KB here, and this is the 2x2x4 Rubik's Cube. Well, it's not really true that you can call it a cube anymore because it's longer in this direction than in any other direction. This is a puzzle that looks like it can't work, but it absolutely does. Okay, if you split it apart like this, you can get it to a point where there's an entire cubie, and I'll bring it up to the light so you can see. So it doesn't seem to be holding on to anything. And it's the same with this side. These two cubes don't seem to be holding on to anything. And then what makes it a little more mind-bending than that is you can turn at this layer as well. So now you're really not sure how things are supposed to be going. Very interesting. Okay. The color scheme is the same normal color scheme. I'm bringing in a regular 3x3 to compare color schemes. Well, at least it's kind of a normal color scheme. You have white. Normally you would have white and yellow on the other side, but this one has the white and blue on the other side. It's the same colors, but in a slightly different order. So it has red and yellow, has orange, and has green over here. And obviously the white with the logo, and then yellow and blue. Anyways, the first thing I wanted to show is that it is a fully functional 2x2x4. So you can twist it so you can see 4 different sides, and then you can obviously go even further than that. So there you go. One thing about this cube is that it's pretty stiff. It seems to be that most of Rubik's cubes, the actual Rubik-brand cubes, they're a little stiffer, in some cases a lot stiffer than DIY cubes and other cubes. And I'm not sure why that is. I would think that by now the company would understand that they need to make their puzzles a little bit looser in order for them to be enjoyable. But I don't see anything structurally wrong with this puzzle either, so if you just add a little bit of lube and work it in with a couple of solves, I can't imagine that it's still going to be as stiff as it is right now. Let's do a little size comparison, because I'm sure some people are wondering whether it's the same size as the Rubik's 2x2 or 3x3 or an Eastsheen 2x2 and so on like that. Okay, here's a Rubik's 2x2 cube, and if you were to lay them on the ground, as you can see, the cubies for the 2x2x4 are a little bit bigger than the ones for the 2x2, because you can see there's a little bit of a difference between these two. If I bring it up a little bit closer to the camera too, there's a little bit of an overlap in the back for the 2x2x4. So the cubies are a little bit bigger. I'm not clear on why they would bother doing that. I would assume that they would want the same size cubies. Now, for a 3x3, it's the same issue. If you were to look at it from this corner, and I'll try and get out of the light, if you can see, there's a little bit of a difference between here and the top of the 2x2x4. It's hard to catch in the light, but let's see if I can bring it up a little bit further as well. If you align these two, I think this does a much better job of showing the difference in size between the two cubes. But how is it compared to an Eastsheen 2x2? Here is where the Eastsheen cubes are much bigger. Well, they're bigger. I wouldn't say much bigger. But the Eastsheen cubes are bigger than the 2x2x4 cubes. I'm not sure why they would go with a size like this for the 2x2x4. I don't think people are going to like that as much as if they were small, like the 2x2s or the 3x3s. And I don't think people would enjoy either if they made them bigger so that they were the Eastsheen size either. I think it would have been better if they had kept the size of the cubies the same as for the 2x2 and 3x3. That being said, it's a really interesting puzzle to check out simply because of some of that movement that I was showing before, where you can split it in half and then split it again and then split it again. So you get some really mind-bending shapes with this puzzle. So it's pretty interesting to check out. Anyways, I am Blizzard KB, and this is the 2x2x4 cube from Rubik's.